Yeah. Right, a lot of the things Ash is saying I totally agree with, just because I've found a lot of the things happen in the same sort of way, don't they? We did say similar sort of things this morning, but I can't remember what I said. So, the way I started getting into music and playing things, I saw a guy playing the guitar at school, and I was in 5th year, I was in year 11 I think it was, and I was 16 years old, so I was quite late. And I was just immediately like hooked again. The second I said, can I ever go at that? Trying to play things, and I was like, what? What's this? And I'm left-handed, I didn't realise for months that I was playing it the wrong way around, so it's all stuff like that. And I went to college here, but I was brand new, absolutely brand new to guitar playing as soon as I was here, and watching guys like Barry playing and stuff like that. It was John Rhodes at the time. He was sort of, he was God to me, he was my hero, you know, watching the guitar teacher at college going, whoa, I want to be like this guy. He's amazing. I still know him now. I'm still friendly with him now. Hello.
Is that, Phil Rhodes? Is that his dad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know Phil Rhodes.
Phil Rhodes' dad owns this gardening company, so probably.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how Rhodes' gardening skills are.
But
I liked him as a teacher.
Like,
No, but what I used to do, I used to just sit with him as much as I could, every dinner time, every sort of spare lesson, lots of Mike's lessons. I used to sort of duck out of and go and sit in there, and you know, I used to be on the SDs and all of this, and just sitting there being a sponge, just listening to him. And it was before YouTube, so I didn't have the access of everything. Go and watch this guy in China, he's amazing. I couldn't do it unless I used to get Guitar Magazine every month religiously, and then I used to sit with him and just say, show me, show me, show me. And no one ever had to ask me to practice once. Like when I got a guitar, that's the difference I see quite a lot in students and things. I'll say, especially coming into my business, I say, have you practiced? I couldn't practice because like Top Gear's on and it's sound. You know what I mean? No one ever had to do it. Like I remember once my dad making me turn it off and go to bed at about 3 in the morning because I was just up all night trying to play something. It would have been something useless then, but like I'm the same now. Like I've been telling the guitar lads, I'm absolutely obsessed with guitar, and if there's something like these checklists where you're looking at, if you want to look at there, I've got a basic chord sequence with the guys here, and I saying, can you turn it into 5 chords, into 6s, into 7s, into 9s, 11s? Do you know the rhythms? Can you sight read anything that they give you? Are you competent in whether you play the flute or the djembe or drums or guitar or bass? Can you do that as your trade, like you'd expect a plumber to come round and plumb your bathroom? Do you know what I mean? It's the same sort of thing. And moving on from there, I was in pub bands and things like that. And I've told the guitar lads loads, like I used to think I was class. I used to think round here I had a few mates saying, good you. And I was shredding away, I could play dead fast and all of this. And I was great. And then I'll cut a few years out, but I ended up going down to London and going into my degree. Again, still with this confidence and still thinking, right, I can do this, I'm a class player. And I just hit me with a ton of bricks. I was just like, I am crap. Just literally the first day, everyone sat in the room like you, everyone showing what they do and how they did it and all of this, and I was just panicking. I couldn't do any of the stuff on that sheet. I was just like, you know what I mean? And there was 2 ways. It was either panic and go home, or just think, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to be the best I can be. So I got every single book I could. I again sat with the teachers, except there was more of them this time. And you could go to a jam night in any pub, anywhere. In the little place I lived in London called Acton. There's so many jam nights around where you could go and it'd be your teachers, and literally, like Ash was saying, that the best quality players in the country is stood there jamming. And I remember getting up one night, I might have told you the story, I've ever told you the story of the old sax player. I got up and played a jam night, first jam night I ever went to, again thinking it was great. And this old sax player, he might have been in his 60s or something, this is about 5 years ago now, 60s and 70s, real old hand jazzer. And he just knew more about theory and harmony, just playing a few valves than I did of all of this. He was just blitzed it. He showed me ideas and he was talking to me all night, and I just realised this guy terrified me. And I thought it was amazing. And then I just kept going, playing with these guys who were so much better than me. And I was loving it. You know, I was getting shown up most nights, but eventually it gets better, and I was just heading the book all the time. And like I was saying this morning, the best lad in my uni course, he was absolutely phenomenal. I moved in with him, He's one of my best mates now. He lives in Ireland, but he's phenomenal. He's getting all the guitar work in Ireland. He's awesome. But I moved in with him second uni year. I just jammed with him for a year, just like, what are you doing? And now we send each other licks and stuff all the time over Facebook. And you know, it's always a challenge still because we're both geeks. Basically, like if there's something I can't do, I need to do it, or I'm in trouble with myself. And yeah, these jam nights and uni kept coming. You know, I'd be the first one to the class all the time. I'd be there every time, no matter how hungover. I want to learn. And these jam nights, this guy came up once and said, "I've got a singer. Can you come and do some acoustic?" It was just a pop track. Turned up, played it. Yeah, it was great. Then you've got his number. I mean, I've still got him now. He's Anthony Producer in here, and he works for Island Records now. And I didn't know that at the time. And then the next session was a guy called Retro 2. Then the next one was all the like they do stuff for Dappy and N-Dubs and people like that. And then the loads of pop bands and rock bands and BBC stuff. And while I was doing this, I was following my teachers around and watching them in the West End, sitting in while they're reading the parts. And then I'm following them, the music, you know, sat with them. And then once he just gave me a guitar, I went, "Right, Joe, go, I can't be asked." I was like, what? It's only on Hairspray. It's like a poppy kind of 50s, 60s dancey sort of show, but it was being thrown in the deep end again and stuff like that. And it was another level. Something as I'm always looking for the next level. I've just been talking to the guitar lads there 5 minutes ago, saying if you reach the level where your bar's not getting raised anymore, you've practiced, but no one else has, have they? Like, I've never ever been happy with myself playing wise. Even now, I'm practicing all the time at home. I mean, you're never going to get there. Music's too big, so always be furthering yourself. If you think, I don't need to do it. I mean, there's things on there we've covered, and some of you didn't know 13 chords. By next week, have them down. Do you know what I mean? If you can't sing a certain thing, practice till you do, and you'll get it. You nail it. I come home from London to Middlesbrough because I loved the playing wise, and I loved the sort of bigger gigs, if you like, of doing the pop things and the tours and whatever. But like, I missed home, missed my family and all my mates and my dog and the borough and everything. And I still love living around here, and I'll always base myself here. But like, I came home thinking, right, how are these gigs, and they're going to dry up a bit because I'm not in amongst it anymore. I still get a lot of phone calls, but I'm having to travel, things like that. So I came home and I just thought, right, I'm going to do it in this town then. I'm going to get all the gigs I can. So I started going to jam nights, going to Mink Bar and things like that, and meeting people again, and got on a few localised gigs and doing that and teaching. And then the college rang and said, "Oh, do you want to come and teach?" I said, "Yeah, great, cool." So I did that, and then started my own business, which was for the want of making the same money as I was making in London. I had to come up with an idea how to do it. So I made my own school where all my teachers are qualified and experienced pros and stuff like that, and I've even gigged with them all and know them. And it's a place where I'm confident that whoever comes through the door for whatever lesson, they're going to get a good education. You know, there is lots of sort of cowboy teachers, if you like, who are trading off the reputation of, "I've got this grade" or whatever, and they've never done a real gig in their life. So it was that kind of, you know, if you're going to do it properly. Don't know, I'm a waffle. But yeah, I mean, is there any questions or?
When you say that, because you base yourself in Middlesbrough but you're travelling a lot,
Yeah.
is that like paid for, or do you have to pay for it, and then does that come out of your wages for the gig, for example?
I charge for it. I just if Jamie needs me to go to London and play for him, it's always paid for. I get away Eagles Cliff Station. There's your train ticket, mate. Down you go, or whoever. I always make sure, yeah, if they want you, they'll pay for you. But you've got to be the guy they want to do it, or lady, indeed. Yeah, if you're the right person for the job who's going to go in, so say we have this track in the studio and you go in and you can give them every option they want. So they say, "Can you just make that a bit more jazzy?" Yeah, of course I can extend the chords. Can you do that in a 6/8 instead of a 3/4? Yeah, of course, man, no worries. Stuff like that. If you're the one who can solve those problems, like a good tradesman, you know, get your plumber around. If he can sort everything out in your house, you're going to hire him again, aren't you? And be there with service on a smile, all that. You know, if you're there early and you're pleasant and you're someone they want to work with. So I've told you all before, you know, you could be the best player in the world, but if you've got the wrong attitude, you're never going to get it. You're never going to do it. Yeah, is there anything else?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Working down in London, obviously you said you're a local fish in a big pot.
Yeah.
How did you find once you got to a stage where you were doing gigs here in the studio work?
But I didn't think that
Yeah, that's what I'm coming as well.
Gravity, eh?
Pause you down. How did you find working with the attitudes of others? Like, did you ever sort of, cause obviously, you know, you're saying you had the mentality of, you know, and in the book, always practicing, turn up early, you know,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this round, knowing, you know, knowing your stuff. Have you ever, you know, did you get that with others? Like, obviously, other people there.
Everyone pretty much on those sort of level gigs where it's a real gig, yeah, because they're not going to put up with somebody who doesn't want that. I mean, those people won't get in either situation, because one of the most common emails I receive, I don't know if you do, Ash, is often off people, students and teachers alike. Like, people will message me, how do you get session work is the main thing. There's like no recipe, is there? It's like, you've got to be in that right place at right time, but there's opportunity to make that right place and right time much bigger than some people, you know. If you're in the wrong place all the time,
Yeah.
you know, if you're sat in Call of Duty in your bedroom, in your pants, you're not going to go and get an opportunity to play a session, are you? Because that bloke's not going to knock on your door and go, can you pause that a second, mate? I've got a world tour here. It's not going to happen, is it? Like, you've got to be in those right things, always mixing with people, always at gigs, always jam nights, always be pleasant. Like I said, business cards, I'm always doing it, jam nights and things. You'll be someone they want to talk to again. I mean, I've had that very email today off a guy in Sunderland. Have you got any teaching work for me? And do you have any advice how to get into the industry? You go and get into it, the industry's all around you. Do you know what I mean? There is places like New York and like LA and like London where it is a bit of a sort of a mecca for it, you know what I mean? It's a busy place, but there's opportunity everywhere. There's gigs here, you know. There's gigs everywhere. Yeah. Ask away. Anything else? Or?
Obviously, you went to London.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the opportunities that you got while in London, because you were at uni.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, being here is what? How do you get there? Is it like, I know that might
M1
sound.
South.
Yeah, I knew you were. I know what you're saying. Like,
In your case, right, with your acoustic stuff, your artist is that you're good enough to do it, right? You've got a real great voice, good product, and all that. You need to be doing those gigs. You need to be putting yourself out there. So go and do gigs down there. Go and get.
Is it literally a matter of literally M1 South and go to
Go and gig. It's only 3 hours away, isn't it? Go and do a
I
gig.
went to
Do it.
Birmingham for an unpaid
I've got one on the
gig.
3rd.
Yeah.
Playing
It
at
was,
festival
it was a
in
really cool gig.
Yeah.
And we played to 14 people.
Yeah, well,
Quite excited.
How would you do it though? Like, obviously, this is going from a person who, one, I've never been to London in 18 years. Like, but
you need to go. You need to go and see it.
I've never been to London.
What you want to do is go to a jam night or write
Yeah.
a load down. If you go and do the Ronnie Scott house jam, that will
But
scare
like-
the life out of you.
I know, but
You've played it a few times and you go, whoa.
just say jam nights where you can get up and sing
Yeah.
and loads of stuff like that. Like this Ronnie Watch Your Face.
Ronnie Scott's is quite a big one, like you'll have to apply to that. But
Yeah.
it's, there's jam nights everywhere. There's
But
one
is
called...
it only for like specific sort of genres? Like I could just walk in to like, oh yeah, I know like your old blues guitarists and that. But,
Of course you could.
Can I just get up and do my pop thing?
Yeah, of course you could. Open mic nights, yeah. There's one called the W3 Jam, which is quite famous. It was started by a guy called Phil Simmons, who's now, well, he was Jessie J's bass player, and he's not now, but the whole band pretty much got picked from that pub, just from people, the reputation of it being a good jam night. So the guy called, what's he called? There's two of them, they're both brothers, Ross and Luke Harris. Luke Harris is playing in Registry 2, and Ross is playing for, I think it's Paloma Faith, something like that. But they all got scouted at this one jam night, just because that's where the rep is in London. It's a very clicky sort of place.
Before, like, we got to London, we were like, right, loads of places.
Yeah. Can you actually write where to go?
As soon as you leave, you can add us on Facebook. I just can't be bothered with you all now.
Yeah.
You're always in contact. The world, even not just England, but the world's a small place. Like, I've been over to Australia. It was only a day away. Do you know what I mean? How many days have you been on your sofa, hungover, wasted the day? You could get into America in 9 hours, couldn't you? There's nowhere you shouldn't say,
It's just
I can't gig there.
Funds.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Petrol.
All of that stuff will work itself out if you're that determined. All of that stuff happens, doesn't it? It's a strange
Could
one.
just sell my
make it happen.
savings, just get rid of all my savings.
Literally, like It'd be
go
easy.
to
It'd be
America,
easier
yeah.
if you knew where to go. Like obviously, I'd say.
I didn't when I went there. I just went to everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but like you know that now. Like, say if like me and Nick, who, yeah, Nick does his guitar stuff, but like he's also like a musician and that. Like, I need, like, I would want to know where, you know, for me and what I do, what's the best place to go? Who's going to be there? Like, as you say, like, Paloma Faith and Jesse J's bass player were just scouted off of a jam night, and they were scouted out. Like,
So, you asked two questions there. You said, for me and my stuff, who do I need to see and where do I need to be?
Everywhere.
That's totally different to me and mine, or Ash and Ash's, or Jack's and Jack's. You've just got to put yourself out there. That's all you can do is go around those popular places and play. Get yourself playing with the people who scare you. Do you know what I mean?
Check it out on the net.
Yeah, just look. There's
You've
millions of them.
got all this stuff at your fingertips, you guys. We never had this.
No,
We didn't. There's no such thing as the internet. I know you laugh. I know it's. I'm an old codger. But
I had the internet, but no. When I was looking for things like college and that and learning guitar, there was no Facebook on YouTube.
oh no,
It was basic
Yeah.
internet, like yeah.
But now you've got the net. You've got the world at your fingertips there. The world, not just a city.
Everything.
You know,
is
or Middlesbrough, whatever you want to say. So if you wanted to go to London or if you wanted to go to Sydney, wherever, you just find out where these places are. Send them an email, blah blah, I'm coming over.
Come and play. They'll give you half an hour anyway, you know.
So easy. You don't realise that you guys have got it so easy these days.
Is Manchester good for it?
Yeah, there's a scene in
Absolutely.
Manchester. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a
Is
thing
that
about all the
making that
90s
or-
things. Even like the pop and rock, Blur and Oasis and all that. Like the Oasis thing, and you've got the Smiths, haven't you, and all of the sort of that people like the Happy Mondays, Stone Roses. It's all of that sort of thing, isn't
I
it?
don't like any of that.
Well, go and put your stamp on it. Go and be you. Put
Yeah,
there.
if you think everything's terrible, then go and make your own stuff
I
over
just
there.
literally hate everything you just said.
But it's whatever you do and where you make stuff like that happen, isn't it? Yeah.
I just remember it.
Anything else to ask us, or will that do you?
I just kind of want someone to go like, hey, look, there's a grand deal going, and I'd be like, let's travel.
I do as well.
Don't we all?
I'd love to.
It'd be a lot easier if there's a